Hello friends and welcome to the knowledge capsule series. So today आज हम एक तीर से दो निशाने करेंगे. I will tell you about the basics of bond pricing and also a sort of sensitivity analysis which we can do with the help of developer tab. It's basically the spin change control that we talk of. So before we get into the nuances of bond pricing, for those of you who are not aware of what bonds are. So bonds are basically debt instruments. So for example, you want to invest in a fixed income security that provides an assured return. A bond is a good option. Let's say the bond is selling at $97. You invest in the bond by paying $97. It carries 6% annual coupon. Coupon is basically the interest rate and it has 5 years to maturity. So every year you will get $6, which is nothing but the face value $100 into 6% coupon. Now this you're going to get every year $6 into your bank account, assured income stream. That's why it's also called as a fixed income security. And at the end of the fifth year, when the bond matures, you will get $100 of your face value maturity value back along with the $6 of the last year. So obviously, in this case, you would have earned a yield, which is called YTM or yield to maturity, higher than that of the coupon because the bonds were trading at discounts. You would have earned a price appreciation or capital appreciation also. And that's why this also kind of explains the negative or inverse relationship that exists between bond yields and bond price. So let's quickly take the example that I was talking about. I'll just share my screen. So I have a bond which is currently, let's say, a bond with a face value of $1,000. It carries 6% annual coupon. Let's say the yield to maturity is 8%. And it has 5 years to maturity. Now, using the details that we see now on the screen, we can find out at what price would the bond be trading. So is equal to PV. The rate is 6%, no, 8%. The yield is always the rate. Number of years is 5. The recurring payment is $1,000 into 6%. The future value of the bond is $1,000. And the type of the bond is 0. We are assuming end of the year payments. You're getting the bond price to be 920.15. You see a negative sign here. Negative sign to basically explain that when you invest in a bond, it's a cash outflow, right? So the Excel doesn't understand English language. Excel doesn't understand emotions. Excel just understands give and take. So you have to give something to achieve something. So you're giving $920.15 today and getting $1,000 at the end of 5 years from now. So there is a give and take relationship which kind of is used to arrive at the implicit yield of 8% in the bond investment. Now, one another way to achieve this is basically putting down your cash flows here, starting from years 1 to 5. And the cash flows are very simple. As I told you, it's basically $1,000 into 6% every year. And this continues till the last year. In the last year, you also get your maturity value of face value back. The discounting factors, if you have read about time value of money, is 1/1 plus R. In this case, the yield to the power of 10. Now, this is your yield, which I freeze. bring it down. And the present values would be your cash flows multiplied by your discounting factor. And I sum them all up after multiplying. You will see that you've got the same answer, 920.15. That means the bond should ideally trade at $920.15 today. Now, very simple, why we have used this. If you are as an investor, this is the maximum price that you would pay for it. Why? Because this is this represents the present value of all future benefits that are expected to accrue from this bond investment. So you're not going to pay a price which is higher than the benefits that you're expected to get. That's why this is the common crux for any pricing of any security or an asset. Now let's try and play around with the numbers here using the sensitivity tool that I mentioned to you. I'll use the developer tab. Now, you might not have the developer tab. All of you might not have the developer tab. So the developer tab for uh, non-MacBook users, if you go to File, Options, go to Customize Ribbon, and towards the right matrix down, you can click on the developer tab checkbox, and you will get it. For the MacBook users, you can go to Excel preferences, and in the Excel preferences, you can go to ribbon and toolbar, and on the right hand side, uh, click the checkbox for the developer tab. You will get it there. This is the developer tab, and I take the spinner and I put it here. Okay. And remember, it's a bit of an issue with the developer tab to use decimals and large numbers. So the current yield is 8%. So I'll just write 8. I won't write 8%. Okay, I just write 8. Now, what I will do is I go to I right click this and go to format control. The current value is 8. Let's see the minimum value for the bond is minimum yield is, let's say, 3. The maximum, let's say, is 13, and incremental change 1. We link it to this cell. Okay. Now what we have done is we have kind of synchronize this number. It's a remote control. So अभी आपने set top box खरीद लिया, remote control खरीद लिया, अब आपको remote control चलाने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? You will have to pair it with the TV. So here also we need to pair this particular developer tab with the you'll have to pair it with the model. So how will I do it? Very simple and smart. This is the place where it need to be paired, right? So what I will do is equal to this by 100. Now kya hoga? When I move this, the yield will also move, the price will change. Move it upwards. Now what are you seeing? As the yield is increasing, the price is going down. Now let's start decreasing the yield. As the yield is decreasing, the price is going up, as I told you. And at 6%, you will observe that the bond trades at par value. So 3 learning lessons apart from the developer tool here. Lesson number 1, when the yield exceeds the coupon, the bonds trade at discount. When the yield falls below the coupon, the bonds trade at premium. And when the yield is equal to coupon, the bond trades at par value. So that was it for today's knowledge capsule around bonds and sensitivity analysis using the developer tab. I hope you enjoyed and learned the intended objectives. Stay tuned for more on my channel Concept Canvas, and watch this space for more. Have a good weekend. Thank you.